see Viego and Ziggs together, but the combo is just stupid.
It is.
You know, you have to respect you can't walk too far forward. It sets up for the reset so easily. We do see Camille answering on the opposite side, though. They realize, hey, we are in a position where we can contest them 5v5 right now. So they are going to be able to get a bit of gold back, but WWE definitely with the massive win in terms of pressure on the map, even going to just turn towards spot right now and have Shanks answer Bubu.
Yeah, Shanks pick up a massive wave on top of that. WE moving to Zika. And Zika has the hijack available. We'll see what he steals here.
This is Major Dom to crowd control.
Over it. BLG angling themselves, but that's the end of the play. Baron's going to expire in 30 seconds. Looks like WE are just disengaging. Again, Lyric, what's that key word as Spectrum War comes through? Confidence? What am I looking for here, Lyric? What have you said?
Decisiveness, my boy.
Decisiveness. You're going to have to keep reminding me because I have the brain of an ant. Actually, apparently they're pretty smart, so I don't want to talk myself up. Maybe of a slug as WE pick up the second dragon of this game. 2 apiece in 27 minutes.
I wasn't looking what runes I had.
We all know that you actually have no idea how smart a slug is either, so...
Well,
and I also want to say, this is a compliment. You are a very unique individual. I don't think you should compare yourself to anything or anyone else.
All right. Well, I won't. Thank you so much. I take that as a compliment. I feel like anyone else, I'd have to question what their intentions are behind the words. But I trust you. I'm sorry you feel betrayed.
Oh man, why everybody go range against yours?
Whoa. It wasn't the cast with Gilbert. It was the flirting on Twitter with Gilbert. Let's be real.
He started it. It's not my fault. He did start it. You know, I'm not sus. You talk about BLG being sus in some of the plays. I ain't sus. I'm very
that's
hard on myself.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that one. You do mention BLG, like you said, bit suspect in both of these games so far. Only a few K gold behind, so not totally out of it just yet, but we saw in game 1, I feel like aiming wasn't able to have a big impact. Once again, aiming on this random fellas has a bounty, farming up just fine, but not able to find a team fight so far. Feels like a lot is also on PBGod as truly the way to be that frontline duo, being able to get in fights, being able to buy space for aiming to be able to do what he does, but not able to set it up so far. We are going to see BLG at least get pressure in top lane and making their way down, but I don't think BLG really have any room of finding any sort of picks right now. Is WE actually going to be the team looking for picks?
I mean, Shanks is over the wall. This is so dangerous for Bubu. Remember, Realm Warp and Flash available. It begins with Breathe getting into it as well. Bubu flashes immediately, but there's an army on the way. Hook shot, wall shot over the wall immediately. WE are caving in on this one member. 4 and 5 versus 1. Bubu survived long enough. Is it his time to die? Yes, it is with the Subjugate and the help of Elg. Everyone tunnels in, and BLG can only hope that Ziggy gets a response.
I was gonna say, if you ever go to a metal show, that is what is called a wall of death. The audience split to both sides, run straight into the middle. Sadly, for the side of Bubu, he was in the middle of the wall of death. And again, if you've ever been in one, you never want to be in that position. Got completely slammed. And for WE, just gonna have more pressure to the bottom side.
I'll be honest, haven't been to a concert with a wall of death. I saw Darude Sandstorm live at a concert once, and people started, started getting in the mosh pit, and I thought, dude, this is not kind of a mosh pit kind of song. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But,
no. It's actually better. The further away you get from metal, the more fun it is to do things like that, and the more necessary it is.
Okay, so like classical jazz mosh pit. Sounds cool.
I was thinking more of like a Mozart or like Chopin or something like that. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, mosh pit for Chopin. I'm down for that. We'll see what happens when COVID finally
An enemy has been slain.
Shout out to everyone who's going through a lockdown. You guys are doing well.
Trying to freeze me out.
Times are tough. Times are tough for BLG in game 2, so you can sympathize with them because Baron's up again. Dragon's coming up in minute 50. WE have rain controls. PBGod needs to stop backing in this rush. 2 games in a row has almost gotten caught out. Beishung's trying to be the one to do it.
With the bottom view that could have come out missing though, with the pillar, okay, nothing's gonna happen. With the bottom view that comes out, if PBGod does this every game, could be something that WE can very clearly see as a trend to have it to look to abuse. WE though, gonna look towards the Baron. Potentially could be trying to set up a skirmish, but I think at the very least, right, wanting to force out that TP from Bubu so he won't be able to punish on silence as he's right now.
He's trying to get the turret first, but Baron's already down to 4k. There's the TP. It's too late for the Magnet Ball from PBGod. Zika needs to get in quick because the support's already dead. Weiwei with his own ultimate there as BLG are now in the middle of pit. It's a fight for Baron. It goes down to to BLG in the end, but they have to survive because WE are tearing them apart. In the
Lee Sin's
meantime, save me, Lisa.
top somewhere.
Bubu goes right into the back of the pit, but triple golden play from WE. Aiming though, Aphelios is doing it once again on Shank.
Justin!
Yeah, 4W able to take the fight. I think it's so unfortunate for BLG. They see the one member of W in the pit. Sure, they get Baron, but they're also taking all that Baron damage. Kind of funnel their way through topside. Should at the very least be able to get another inhibitor. We have about 20-second death timer, so I don't think they can look for an end. But actually, Hysterics, this damage is pretty surprising.
It is huge. It's absolutely massive. And Elk with the satchel charge. We've already talked about it many times. On the Nexus turrets, PP Gods pill it up. Rooted in place. Beautiful stuff from Missing as Mega Inferno Bomb's an afterthought. Satchel charge number 1 onto the second. WE have a bare Nexus once again. Beishang is pushing him back against the wall. Excuse me, that's Wei trying to defend, but Elk blasted open for match point for WE.
And WE are just coming out so exciting. Can you imagine 2 teams making like all the way from round 1 and seeing how far they can go? LNG showing us it on the top side of the bracket. WE now here, 2 games up in the series. And WE, right?
You have slain
their
an
early
enemy.
games might not be the most flawless. The macro might not be exceptional in the early game, but once it comes to the
They're getting
like,
dragon control.
excel where you need to excel in the LPL. You know, it's always going to come down to these 5v5 scraps, and WE are excelling.
They really are. I want to praise WE for 2 games in a row, having such a strong mid to, I guess, late game transition, where they've controlled BLG, they've been Lyric, what's the word? Decisive. I've got it in the air.
There we go.
And we get a very similar gold grab with one explosion.
What do I build though?
Yeah, I mean, BLG
Double
was
kill.
getting ahead early once again. I think we saw some good plays coming out from Wei to set things up, but still not able to keep it going. On the opposite side, Elk, I think, definitely having a massive series in terms of the damage numbers he's putting up. Kalista in game 1, exceptional this time around on the Ziggs. When we doubted it, his last series against Top Esports didn't look good on the Ziggs. That might have been the whole big brain bait all along. It's like, hey, we're already locked into playoffs. Let's look kind of bad on Ziggs. And then there we go. You come in, the man plays it phenomenally, and the rest of the squad, it kind of sucks because, like you said, we didn't really get to talk about Riven much. We didn't really.
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and concise, no matter where you are. Compose a
I wonder if it really is a flex for the side of BLG. I've seen Aiming playing it a little bit in solo queue, but not great success.
Well, they're not even going to look at it. It's straight back to Viego here. Taking that one away from Beishang. That was
Some of
huge
that.
in game number 2. LeBlanc picked up and said, this has been first ban-worthy by both teams. And now Shanks is going to show us what he can do on this pick once more.
LeBlanc having 100% presence so far in our playoffs. And BLG going straight towards one of the go-to counters, bringing out the Lissandra. Lissandra being a really solid service coming out with Lissandra.
Well, you still got it. Fucking 4 bot plus a gangplank ult.
Did he TP bot?
Nah, he just ulted.
Jungle 2v2s, and there it is, Hysterics. This is what I was
Oh, he's
saying.
bot,
When you're back against the wall, when you need to pull out a win, you look at your coach.
I
and
see
say,
Lee Sin
I
and
don't care how it fits in the draft. Give me this champion. Is it right? Is it wrong? You know, that's for you to decide on the philosophy of the draft. But I think it makes sense from a player's perspective on wanting to go towards something that you are fully comfortable on and something you believe you can impact the game with.
When it was his second most played in the regular season there, right behind the Gwen. Expect big things from Bubu, especially when you have the Lissandra lyric. We already know what this comp is building up to. While for WE, we get an Irelia, but we've already got a LeBlanc, so top lane Irelia definitely in the cards.
I mean, it's one of Reed's go-to picks over the years, right? The Fiora and the Irelia are 2 things he's always loved to go back to. Remember, Irelia did have a bit of a nerf coming in towards her W, both the damage that you do and the damage reduction later on in the game, so...
I fucked up.
There, I don't think it's massive in terms of being able to impact in this laning matchup.
They do not want me to get this dragon.
You have those windows where if you can get on the
They're mad about it.
the gap and find that all in trade where you can take advantage at level 6 mark, I think it becomes a bit more interesting where Kennen having the ult can, you know, have more ways to stun and disengage, but the Vanguard's edge, you know, always availability for damage there, outplays with
There's like
Flash.
4 of them.
Point is Hysterics. I think we're in for a really like high octane top lane matchup once we get past that level 6 mark.
Can't wait for it because this game needs everything.
Bro,
BLG
he
already
hit
get
me.
backs against the wall.
Fucking
McKinnon's
tower
gonna
didn't
get
even
through it while
target
they're
him.
banning support till the second phase. Note that we have a triple support support ban in total, with WE taking a full bottom lane away. So now bot is thinned out massively here, Lyric. And we already talked about that Ezreal. Are we finally going to see them this year?
Shut down.
That's what I'm curious about, right? We have so many,
Double kill.
taken away. One thing that's gone
Double
through
kill.
the radar is the Varus, which I've been watching other regions, right? Varus can be first pick and has been first pick in regions like LEC. We haven't been having
Turn to
big
the
fight
base
here.
to pick up the
I think we're back
package.
to, like, quite a bit away from bottom
Good
side.
shit.
Varus, I think, is quite fluid in that aspect, but still, they're going to go straight towards support first. They're going to pick up that Trundle, who I think Trundle Pillar is pretty good at being able to shut down picks like Kennen, where to close that gap, you either need to commit something like a Rocket Belt or a Flash to really get it, unless you do have a good flank angle. And now we're going to see if the Ezreal does
He
come
wants
out
to
for
fucking play off
aiming.
with
You
the
do have a lot
fucking
of
cat's hurt, huh?
very mobile champions on the opposite side who have good ways of closing the gap. So that E can be so crucial to aiming, to being able to stay alive.
And something else that can add engage, potentially here for BLG, rounding out with the support. Lyric, they're looking at Leona, looking at the Rakan, both engage well.
I expect them to go towards the Leona. When we talk about comfort, we talk about what BLG typically play to. This is PP God's comfort. He loves going towards his pick. You can, you have more of a front line.
An enemy has been slain.
Well, you got one.
If they don't go towards something like the Leona, you don't really have a front line. You can be quite
I think the stuff coming bottom so quick.
And now BLG at the top with a
Legendary.
CC. It's a nice damage to boot out for WE. Do they go to
Double
it?
kill.
Let's see, because Vayne historically being considered good into the Ezreal pick. We know Elk has already played the champion once.
Is he going to do it again? 5 seconds.
He's
for
doing a
Vayne.
good job freezing
Elk.
wave. I think
Put his hands together, you know that that's going to get locked in, and there we go. The Vayne bottom lane, Lyric, I see WE scaling top, scaling bot. I see a lot of potential for a snowball game for WE in game 3.
And once again, we've said it every game.
I'm gonna come up top.
Action around it. You look at strong mid jungle 2v2. You look at Lissandra,
Backing
the one
off.
comes up from the Diego. You look at
Legendary.
higher damage output
He's gonna back
coming
off.
out from the
Yeah, he's
LeBlanc
backing off.
and the Zinzao. Are we finally going to see more action on this lane? Who knows? For the side lanes, we hit on top side. I think especially level 6 mark here comes the line. Bot lane, I think
Legendary.
scoring in those early phases. We aren't going to see too much, but WE have tools to outplay
An
some of
enemy
the
has been slain.
damage
I
coming
don't
out
have
from
heal.
BLG side. We've already hit on
Executed.
Oh.
WE are looking to make the run from the bottom side of the
Oh god, that's coming.
I don't even know why I'm calling the bottom side, Lyric. It is the same as the top
They
side.
don't like me for some reason.
It is on the bottom, so technically not.
Wonder why.
right. I guess I don't know what else we call it, right? The other side of the bracket then.
I like that.
Teams like RNG, teams like FPX, teams like
don't like
LNG
this
now.
fucking
It's WE. I think they're just going to look for a ward. I don't expect them to commit too much to this from the fact that their jungler isn't here, right? Meishan being at base, picking up the sweeper after he did get his own ward on the top half of the map. And one thing we've already highlighted a little bit is that top lane matchup. Wouldn't be surprised to see Breathe play a bit more passively the first 2 levels.
Can't
If
play
he
this
does
on
find
top.
good trades, if he'll play back far with the lead. I feel like once you do get that first down, get in lane with some merc treads, that's where it becomes really hard for Kennen, and I really should be able to find the all-in
Hard for you.
to kill him. Let's remember that we talked about the Irelia nerf. Kennen also did get a small buff.
Oh, so close.
Damage, so a little bit more for someone like BB who does love
Turret
picking up
plating
I need to take my dog to the
We're
bathroom.
keeping our eyes on those top laners
But-
once again. But I feel like the series so far has really been defined by junglers, right? Sure, so far we've had a mid laner and AD carry take up an MVP, but it feels like both junglers have been instrumental in setting up those
An
carries.
enemy has been slain.
Getting ahead.
They've been benefactors
Legendary.
of the junglers, right, and how the teams
An
have been going.
ally has been slain.
I think a really good point to raise, where junglers getting their own lead, setting up the plays, is something we need to keep watching out for, considering that it will be a top, rather bot to top side clear.
He might come top. There he.
Jungle top interaction in this series, like what we've set
Cho'Gath.
up for the jungle proximity with top laners being
No,
so
Cho'Gath's
high
dead.
has been more about how these lanes have been going on their own. And Fubi right now pushing in the Irelia up to the top side before jungle can issue.
We did have one dive in game.
Gotcha.
one,
Team
maybe
has
later
destroyed
on in the
turret.
game, but that has been about it, right? We've pretty much seen one side
You
get
seen
the
the
matchup.
stop?
I mean, game 2 is a bit
Yeah.
of a null factor because we saw Breathe go for the solo kill and, I mean, ended up just killing himself in the end. So, feels like
This is level
this has
up.
been a bit of a spicier matchup. Not really needing junglers to get
Your
involved.
team
Stop
has
laners to
destroyed
find their
a
own
turret.
advantages, but we're passing up there now. We do see Prio also in mid for the side of W.
Hey,
That's
Luffy.
expected. Lissandra is a counter to LeBlanc, but still going to lose after pushing early levels. I feel like Lissandra definitely more of a nullifier to what LeBlanc
But this dude's
does.
not getting
LeBlanc
close.
still has an easy time looking for these trades. Speaking of trades,
Good setup there. PP God going to take it back end of the bow as aiming able to only get autos. Bit of a surcharge in the top lane as Breeze gets the balls to it, but dodge the blade by Bubu. Beishang now spotted out. And Bubu with the wave pushing up might just have to back off. While in the bottom lane, that's deep from PP God, and the pillar's gone like missing clutches it and punishes PP God for the overextension on Beishang on the top side in the Herald pit where the Herald is not gone. Bubu comes up immediately, fucked in. Way clutch, way the crab gets healing, but Beishang can't get out of three. Flushes over the wall. We got a skirmish early, but WE are getting blasted by this cannon. A double kill leads into Way.
Hey, returns to the base to pick up the package. Alright. Mind if I do?
Ching. What do you think?
But I feel like it's Beishang in that situation. If you're gonna try and set up for a top crowd,
This is Major Tom to crowd control.
Push out the wave, walk into river with him, or at least have him to where he can hover. Because we saw in that
Ready to
situation,
move
Reed
out.
wasn't able to get involved in the fight. Was over the wall.
Your
Sure,
team
committed a
has
flash.
destroyed a
Still,
turret.
the member's already so low. It's Bubu.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. Flashes away. Luckily, Bubu kept the summoner, and now he must back. As the teleporter
I'm going for Dragon. Well, I'm going to Dragon. I don't know if I'm going to get it.
This is a great game 3 so far with teams going punch for punch across the rift. BLG trying to take, you know, their future, their circumstance into their own hands with this one. We're going to replay, not sure which one. It's going to be the bot lane play. Trades come out, we see the Zenith blade come out from God, but that pillar, like we talked about, being so clutch from missing to set up for the kill. And on this side, remember, we saw Beishang walking the river. I think he went to go for crabs from the fact that LeBlanc is pushed. But Breed's over the wall.
Yep.
You already
No, just chase them off. See if I can get the kill on the Lee Sin and make it easier.
He flashes in, not able to guarantee any type of flawless duet coming out for that one.
Get there.
Completely take over the skirmish.
BLG, 2 kills with the Cat top. He has a leeching Leer list. So, Riftmaker in the top lane with a Cat.
Does seem like that is going to be the same for him. Obviously going to give a lot of good damage out. He might just,
Enemy double
can
kill.
see this is, we've been talking about it a lot, but aiming 15 games on the Ezreal, 73% win rate, 9 KPA.
Oh, goodbye. Did he flash ahead of you?
We're gonna see if he can fare better
Shut
on this
down.
one. Doesn't really help.
We could have killed that, but
Lee Sin flashed.
everybody said goodbye.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun time to bring this up, but I think important one at that because Elk aiming, big Ezra players, that's it all in. Frozen Tomb on top of Shanks, auto down to the solo kill. Zika, the big man in the mid lane.
Zika finding the window and taking advantage of it. Shanks, who's been having a phenomenal series so far, getting completely taken down by Zika.
Zaya's top.
Wave, not the best place either, but still, you're going to take that. Now going to come to lane with Sorcerer Shoes, so
go
good bit of
bot.
Magic Pen to set up for the plays. Thank God we do get a replay immediately as we did come in on the end of that one. Sets up with the
So
E. We do see that LeBlanc is low on mana. Straight to the W. Obviously does have the
Let's use the ADC.
No real damage able to come out. Shanks not even having abilities to put down. And just really good
Your
knowledge
turret
of
has
the
been
limits of your
destroyed.
champion when you are playing the Lissandra, to know that you have the damage, you have the ability to get this kill onto the LeBlanc.
I mean, it's just big figures for BLG again.
Could be.
When this is such an important game for them, the fact that not only top through the
An
skirmish
enemy
jungle
has
got
been
ahead,
slain.
now mid lyric. This is a really big early game, one bigger than we've seen. Already a 1,000 gold lead. Way trying to influence that more is going in. Shanks is going to be baited here. The glacial pass once again, but no tomb. Way not going to heartbreaker in. Shanks almost punished. And the early game
Legendary.
Okay, not going to be able to follow up.
Double kill.
Beishang right now is in his own jungle, but Weiwei's still looking for it. Weiwei has the Heartbreaker.
does he want to go for Beishang?
It's a solo 2 people top.
Beishang and Missing move
Built
together,
16 and 1.
on the way as well, Lyric.
God
We need to
damn.
watch out for Shanks. I think
Your
right now
team
Zeke
has
is doing a good job of
destroyed
zoning
a
out, being
turret.
able to walk over. And now BLG in a good spot with Shanks not able to walk around, can walk into contest.
I like how Dom said it's over when he died.
Once again from SWE collapse, but
And now he's
WE in
16
the
and
middle
1.
of an area. WE can win this, but not if Bubu has his say of it. The slicing Maelstrom follow-up, great, as Shanks now needs to evacuate. And Elk as well, Heartbreaker over the wall and Missing. Doesn't matter if you don't have a Frozen Thrall. He's on the run, another great pillar.
An
But
enemy has been
BLG
slain.
styles the play once more.
I mean, still a 2 for 2 in the end for both sides. for BLG,
Coming back mid.
the downfall that did make that not go so heavily in your favor, right, is the fact that Breed did just walk straight
Fuck,
there.
he got me.
He was
Please.
already on a recall, didn't need to blow his PP to where BB
An
coming in a little
enemy
bit
has been
later.
slain.
Did still find a bit of, you know, oomph out of that ultimate.
They
but
brought 4
we
people
saw
bot.
by the time he did
An enemy has been
already
Got him.
apart, the members were scattered, not able to do too much. So 2 for 2 in the end. Rift Herald up now, so we're gonna start seeing both teams make their way towards the top side. But this should just be WEs. Wei can start making his way up. TV got will be quite late.
Nice.
He will. BB on the side doesn't have a slightly mouse from Maiden. Look at his ankle as Zeke is going to be shocked out third. Frozen Tomb is now available as Shanks wants to run away from this, but they turn on to Bubu. He's caught out without the rest of BLG. Zeke is trying to save it, but WE
Your team has destroyed
another
a
great
turret.
flawless duet. Zika using his own tomb, but WE waiting for him to come out as they're getting low. PP God and Weiwei trying to give this Viego some resets. There's number 1. He's trying to turn it to Xin Zhao. He's finally there, but won't get another one. PP
Use your
God
right.
lost
I
his
don't even want
jungler
that. Use
and
your
lost
right.
his damn
Yeah,
mind.
I
don't care.
Breed's
Take
got
whatever you
so
want.
many more kills. He's back in the game.
And we
Your
once
team
again
has
see
destroyed a
BLG
turret.
just funnel in 1 by 1. I mean, your support is so far away from the play. I don't know how you think you can look for this Bubu, not even having the slicing mouse.
We're officially at the time to point fingers.
Not gonna provide too much, you know, damage out from this cannon. They get picked apart 1 by 1, and the only reason BLG even close to come back into this is because of Viego, right? Viego, ridiculous champion, able to turn things around with that passive. We're gonna see here, BB walks in, they're trying to just posture for the trade. I think they're trying to buy time for PP God. Instantly gets turned on, instantly goes down, and now Zika as well, committed with him. It's not a 4v4, you're not 4 men strong. You still did get some decent damage coming out from Zika before going down. Set up for Wei would be able to clean some of these up with the damage he has available. Able to get a few resets, but still
An enemy has been
able to come out
slain.
ahead in the long run. Does look like on the bottom left hand of our screens that BLG will be the team to pick up the Rift Herald in the end.
Yeah,
So not the end of the
after all
world after that skirmish. And heck, I mean, it's 8-7 right now. BLG once again with the early game advantage. The player we're going to keep your eye on is Wei for 1,
Smite?
2,
Hello?
Viego. If there's a champion you want to be
My
absolutely
smite
back,
didn't go off.
It is definitely Viego, you're right. I want to point out that Breed was able to pick up 2 kills in that last play as well. He's now 700 gold ahead of Bubu, who Bubu had a very good moment as BLG are waiting for Shanks and missing. Support left behind because he can't do a damn thing. He's right here, and he's given another kill over to the Viego. Right in front of Dragon Lyric, that's good timing for BLG.
And Weiwei's about, you know, 14, actually almost 1,700 gold up. He's pretty close to being 1,700 gold up over Beishong. The reason the gold is even kind of close is because every other role is where WE is ahead.
Your
But
team
you're
has
having
destroyed
such a
a
big
turret.
lead on the Weiwei. He's gonna, I mean, he can back right now. Probably
Fuck it, just
second with the break point as
go
well.
bot, take that.
Has been slain.
Definitely a little bit dicey.
We get to that point though. Get to that point with Breed now having a bounty and 30 CS lead where he hits that and he goes in and maybe in the mid lane. Beijing and Shanks do the same thing. Or they keep out once again. There's no pressure guard. Zeke is able to get out. But
Their
Burn
Pantheon doesn't even have a mythic yet.
does go down to BLG. First Dragon very late again, Lyric.
I like that we have seen more
23 minutes into the game.
Though, right? We've consistently seen at least a lot of.
I don't
It's gonna
know.
eat ya.
Gaming might be
Oh,
kind
we
of
don't get
splash.
time. There's a response flash from Elk and the pillar. Just so good.
Does he got rapid
Missing
cannon?
Trundle is sexy.
Yeah, and WE using the fact that they had mid-file, they made their way there, missing it
Oh,
more
another
easily turned back down
package.
towards bot lane
Yeah.
compared to PP God, who was just, I think, in their own
Now I'm all smooth up.
Unaiming, gonna burn
Almost killed him.
and now should at least be able to get 1 plate, if not 2.
Let's see how far
Nah,
we go here.
he's
No
gonna be
one
down
else.
more.
PP God just having to sit here
He
and
probably
watch.
just ran back to base.
Elk's gonna do so well with
Hit the Saya.
in Zero Vein with the Noon Quiver already built.
Your team
First
has
item
destroyed
on
a
the way
turret.
here for this AD carrier. You know, while we talked about the Viego on the other team, a Vayne
An ally has
Aurelio,
been
a Fed,
slain.
we know what can be done as we look at the action replay.
Yeah, goes in with the ult and cues in immediately. Like we said, the fact that missing here's first feels so instrumental. Not sure if a pro view was necessarily needed for that one, but
Your team
still
has
always nice to
destroyed
get.
an inhibitor.
That be GG.
You get those split cams when it's Herald versus someone
I don't know why I did that.
There's nothing they can do.
You know the best one. Oh, up pause. BLG gonna look for this play on Breathe. Breathe knows something's up. He smells something. I mean, even now Zika hovering towards
Now
the
he
top side.
knows.
Oh no.
Okay, he's deep and he just wants resets, wants to start getting up these stacks. Weiwei versus you.
An enemy has been slain.
He took it from you.
Come out, but he doesn't
People-
get a chance. Zika stops him as well. 3 versus 1. No chance
People
in
get
hell.
mad when I
As
go
Weiwei
fucking
picks up yet another reset and opens up top side.
That one was so
Yeah.
because you look at the mini map. All of WE's vision is on the bottom half of the map.
Rage
I mean,
top
Wave
lane is
just
just an
doing
asshole
both
move.
mid
You want some of this, bud? You don't want shit.
enemy jungle around the bottom quadrant. It's like he's either clearing his top side camps or somewhere around top side. Breathe going in for the
Your
wave.
team has
Does
destroyed
get
Good on you, Zaya.
now you're losing another
Really did a lot there.
top lane turret, and it just felt like an unnecessary judgment call coming out from Breeze.
Gonna cost
An
first up.
ally has
WWE
been
already makes the
slain.
response on aiming in the bottom
An
lane.
enemy
LG
has been
shoots bullets
slain.
into him while it is. The jungle,
Bro,
the
he's
pickup,
like
the
he
creeping on
fucking
next on the
annoying.
menu. One
Yeah.
for Beijing. He stuffed
It's
out
okay, they
Beijing
lose.
double.
Like,
And
there's
now
no way they're
Beijing
getting past this.
Another mistake coming through from both sides here, though. The shape of the 10th
He's just trying to get his score as high as possible.
For once again, on the bottom side of the map for WE, not going to be, you know, the end of the world that Missing goes down because you're denying another wave to Ezreal and you're getting more plates onto Elf. So Elf only going to further that gold lead now, sitting over 1k gold up on a 3-0 We know how it's you already have a pretty good competition in keeping off of Elf. I thought the two big ones you're really going to be looking at is
25 and 1.
Has destroyed a turret.
If you don't get an S, it's because your farm is ass.
that ultimate lock Elf down. You have the damage to be able to follow up. The question is, can you get there? As we go straight with the replay hysterics. And
Too busy killing people to farm.
make this play on bot side with numbers advantage.
Yeah.
See how Missing goes
Don't
down.
die though. Don't get too cocky. Won't get eaten by that choke again. That was close.
All right, I did that so I could take my dog to the bathroom.
overall gold team for 2.
All right, hold on. I'll be right back.